Look around. The winds of change are swirling. The obstacles to progress, unrelenting. Yet there are people who still see opportunity in the difficulty. Those who meet uncertainty with energy and face down all the risk with resilience. Today, we celebrate the men and women of Idaho who have led the way in education, science, technology, and business over the decades across industries. Leaders who see a world of constant challenge and change and simply say, let's go. Welcome to the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame celebration. Sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union. Featuring the Idaho Resilience 2020 Showcase. Sponsored by Stoll Reeves and Micron. With keynote speaker Jim Donald. And now, here's your host for tonight's special virtual event, Carolyn Holly.
Look at this. We've got a show for you tonight. Hello, everyone. I want to thank you and I want to welcome you to the 11th annual Idaho Technology Council's Hall of Fame Awards show. Do you think it's going to be different this year? Well, you've already seen a little sneak peek at this. This is our 2020 virtual edition of the Hall of Fame Awards, and we have so much in store for you tonight. I want you to stay tuned for the entire show we have because, believe it or not, we're giving away prizes this year. It's going to be very interactive. I'm looking up here at a lot of people I see on the screens. Wave to me if you can see me. Oh, I love it. We're going to ask you to wave if you know an answer to some of the trivia questions that we're going to have for you tonight. And guess what? Somebody's going home with a Chromebook. Somebody else is going home with like a $100 Apple iTunes card. There is a lot going on. But I should get to say this to you. It is absolutely my pleasure to be your host for the 6th year in a row. Will you clap with me on that? Because I've had a great time with you. So wherever you're zooming in from, across this great state, or even across the nation, we are thrilled that you have joined us tonight. And tonight we're here to recognize you, your accomplishments, innovation, your resilience. It seems Idaho innovation is unstoppable, even in the face of some profound business and cultural changes that we're going through. We're also going to induct 2 more very deserving Idaho leaders into the ITC Hall of Fame. And tonight we're going to recognize teachers, educators who are making a huge difference in the classroom right now. We'll look at Idaho companies who are showing outstanding resilience in 2020. And I did mention we're going to have a little fun tonight. So stay tuned and keep on your camera for a lot of things tonight, a lot of exchange between you and I and some other people who will be here because we'll have Idaho trivia questions for you tonight. And if you get the right answer, you get to win a great prize tonight. So let's get moving in our celebration of those of you around the state of Idaho who are unstoppable. And we're going to start with the founder and CEO of the Idaho Technology Council. Jay Larson is in the house with me tonight, coming on stage to talk with you via Zoom right now. Did you see this? Hey, buddy. Hey, but look at, we've got a real show tonight.
We do. Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
This is totally awesome, isn't it? The virtual nature of everything that's going on has caused us to be able to do so many different things. But one thing is consistent is that we have Carolyn Holly for the 6th year as being our MC. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I love it. I'm glad I'm back with you.
So, and thank you once again for your help hosting the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame show. Always great to have Carolyn Holly. But you know, every day I hear from people who say that we are going into a new normal as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. Really though, Idaho hit a new normal long ago. Before the pandemic came along, Idaho has long been unstoppable, a renowned hub of exceptional innovation and disruption by entrepreneurs and companies who design and build new products and services to meet customers' expectations and needs. today, but more importantly, into the future. The ITC is at the forefront of driving computing literacy, and the talent needed there, growing access to capital to help companies grow, and getting tech to market where we have research and development driving new products and growth. But Carolyn, the ITC is the voice from industry to drive an innovative ecosystem in Idaho, and we have one of the fastest growing technology sectors in the United States. We do this because of an awesome ITC Board of Trustees, led by our chair, Paris Cole, who you'll hear see later today, who's the CEO of truckstop.com, a wonderful ITC staff, and several amazing volunteers. So
you've got some incredible people and incredible businesses behind you folks there. And I love that you talk about you're the voice, because where would we be without that voice in Idaho right now, really leading the way? We want to take a moment real quick, but it's so important. We want to take this moment to thank some of our sponsors, some of your members, Jay. St. Luke's, Idaho National Laboratory, Micron, Stoll Reeves, HP, and the Garrigan Lyman Group sponsoring this event for you this evening.
And Carolyn, a special thank you to the folks at HP for their leadership and generous support over the first decade of the Hall of Fame event, because if we didn't have them, we couldn't have done this.
Plus, we are welcoming this year our new main sponsor of the 2020 ITC Hall of Fame Award Show, Idaho Central Credit Union. Welcome, and thank you so much for your sponsorship.
Thank you.
Couldn't do it without it tonight.
You know,
but now,
I've got to tell you something really quick.
Okay.
For those that are on calling in right now on Zoom, we have over 100 that have not turned on their cameras, so we're not able to see you, so you won't be able to participate in these questions and the Idaho Trivia Contest, which is led by our game show host, Carolyn Holly. So please go and turn on your cameras and so we can see you.
I would love to. Oh, wait, look at Jay. You say there's 100 more people that don't have them on?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you all look fantastic. This is amazing. I promise you, I'm going to be asking some good questions tonight, so make sure you volunteer with an answer, because I love some of the prizes we're giving away.
I see Nathan Foss from MC up in Moscow. Way to go, Nathan.
Excellent. I see Laura Smith right next to him.
Yeah.
Good buddy right there. Well, we could call you all out. That would be a long show. Hi, Willie. How you doing, Willie, over there? Brent, Justin, Ann. Look at that.
And
That is so
Jeet
awesome.
Kumar. There we go. Jeet, how are you doing?
This is fun. Well, you know, we do have a lot of fun with our shows when we're usually on a stage, Jay, and there are two guys that, you know, you love them, you hate them. I'm not sure what you think of them, but we always truly do love having them on the show. So we want to welcome our presenters for tonight's Resilience Showcases, Nick Taylor and Brian Larson from Stoll Reeves.
Let's go, Brian and Nick.
Love them or hate them?
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought that didn't sound very good. Because what I should have said that you either love them or you're scared of them, because I never know what's going to come out of their mouths.
But you love them, don't you? These guys are awesome.
Absolutely do, gentlemen.
You're lucky this time. They have all the words up for us right there. We can't go off script.
There you go. You take it away then.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Good evening. Thanks for having us and for joining us virtually.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we're actually right now in Jay's living room. This is just a green screen right here. Beyond it, I can see his dog, his cat, his squirrels. It's amazing.
It is. And the smoke machines that Jay has in his house is
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It helps with his Def Leppard cover band.
That is the Def Leppard cover band. I forgot about that. All right. Since we are unable to host the Innovation Awards in person this year, we insisted on participating in this year's Resilience Showcase online. After extensive negotiations, Jay gave us 2 minutes. You'll want to be sure to stay till the end to see our other minute.
That's right. Actually, Jay just agreed to pay for 2 minutes after he found out our rates. So
It's true.
This year, we wanted to spotlight Idaho companies that have shown tremendous resilience in the face of a devastating pandemic. As you're going to see in these videos tonight, they have found ways to innovate and pivot their businesses to capitalize on their strengths and fill important needs in their communities.
Although we can only highlight a few, these Idaho companies have done amazing things that are worthy of our celebration. But most importantly, we want to express our gratitude for all the Idaho companies and their people and employees that have helped Idaho weather this storm.
Have a good night, guys. See you soon.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. This is where we choose to plant our roots. It is our shared passion for changing the world and loving where we live that is downright contagious. We are a small business of passionate innovators who believe in building a better tomorrow. It is our vision to break the mold of additive manufacturing with our revolutionary continuous fiber 3D printing technology, known as CF3D. CF3D is transforming industries and unlocking what is possible. Our way of living is changing, and we are proud to introduce the CP95 face mask, continuous protection by Continuous Composites. We are offering a reusable, durable, and comfortable solution for the frontline workers and those at home. Together, we can.
Since April, HP has been working to get employees and contract workers back on site while practicing social distancing, wearing face masks, and taking temperature checks at every entry.
HP has used our MJF technology to start 3D printing COVID protective equipment. We've partnered with Avid and CCL Design to make and donate hundreds of face shields to United Way for distribution around the community. HP Refresh is a software developed by HP to help re-image old computers and help put them back into students in need.
With these precautions in place, we have been feeling comfortable getting back to work and getting things done.
Man, and they sure are getting things done. That is wonderful. Bravo. And like we say, unstoppable. Well, throughout this evening, we are going to be checking in with representatives of ITC regions around the state, and we're going to get you those trivia questions with them. So let's start it off with Region 1, North Idaho, and we're going to talk with Steve Meyer of Intermax Networks, himself a member of the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame, and Steve has become a good friend. It's so good to see you tonight. Steve, how you doing? Steve, you might be on mute. And now we're on freeze. Nope, now we're on mute still. But while Steve's figuring that out, I can tell you all he is really a true Idahoan. He graduated from Bora High School in Boise, and he got his engineering degree from the University of Idaho. So, Steve, I'll try you one more time again. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I love it. Don't you love this technology? See, it didn't take long to figure that out.
Well, I pushed the button. Thank you.
That's
okay, you want my trivia question?
But before that, I just want to say hello and visit a moment with you. You are one of our inductees. You are a Hall of Famer. What does that mean for you?
Well, it's 5 or 6 years ago now, and it was fun to see the names of the others that have come before and after me. It was a great honor, and I appreciate the recognition.
Well, it is wonderful.
Other people in my career have been an important part, and so I just happened to get some of the recognition.
You're sure in there with a great group of people, and Steve, we're adding 2 more tonight during the show, so it's going to be fun.
Great.
Thank you for joining us. And, sir, you get to ask the very first Idaho trivia question for our 2020 Hall of Fame Awards show. Take it away, Steve.
I've been thinking about this, and I was going to make it really difficult, but then that would take too much time, and I hope whoever answers my question wins the Chromebook. And the question is, where is the largest lake in Idaho?
Right. What is the name of the largest lake in Idaho?
What is the name of the largest lake? And you can think about alternatives like American Falls Reservoir or Payette Lake. but think about the biggest one that you can imagine.
I love it, Steve. Thanks for asking the question. We're going to call on you. Raise your hand if you think you know the answer to the biggest lake in Idaho. Hey, how about over here? Oh, Bocox. I have it down as Bocox. Is that your first name or your last name?
Lake Pend Oreille.
Oh, Lake Pend Oreille, you're correct. It is, and you said it correctly. Yay! How many of you up there know there was probably Lake Pend Oreille, but wasn't sure how to say it? Raise your hand, because that's a tough one unless you've grown up in Idaho. Hey, guess what you get tonight? You win a $100 Apple iTunes gift card from the Idaho Technology Council. Thank you. Thank you for participating. That is so much fun. More trivia coming up, everybody, so stay tuned for that. All right, it's time to bring Jay back up on the stage. Jay, will you join me again?
Okay, there we go, Carolyn.
Okay.
So it's in time now for our Indeeds Awards. It's the industry's excellent educators dedicated to STEM tonight. We're honoring 2 Idaho educators who excel at linking students with STEM education advocates and with Gem State businesses. It's a great opportunity, Carolyn.
Yeah. Take a listen.
In the 5 short years since the Idaho STEM Action Center was formed, our agency has helped fuel a new engine of opportunity by bringing essential STEM resources to communities of all sizes throughout Idaho. Digital literacy is crucial to Idaho's continued prosperity, and many employers struggle to fill STEM jobs. In fact, Idaho's tech sector is predicted to grow by 26% over a 10-year period, compared to just 8.8% nationally. Idaho honors educators who relentlessly champion STEM and connect students and industry leaders to mentor projects and provide critical career guidance. They're called the Indeeds Awards, industry's excellent educators dedicated to STEM awards. Our industry partners select 2 phenomenal Idaho educators each year, one from grades K-6 and one from grades 7-12.
2020 has tested many of us. Schools are closed. Children are sheltering in place. Parents are doing their best to teach their kids about math and science at home. And teachers are using technology and ingenuity to keep their students engaged. Now, more than ever, it's important for all of us in the business community to raise our hands and support the educators who empower and inspire Idaho's future scientists, technicians, engineers, and innovators. We are honored to celebrate 2 outstanding teachers who are zealously devoted to preparing students for a promising future in STEM. Industry representatives have selected Gina Quid and Tim Gearing as the 2020 Indeeds Award recipients. Gina Quid, the winner in the kindergarten through 6th grade category, is the elementary engineering teacher at Galileo STEM Academy in Eagle. She has taught 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and engineering in the West Ada School District for 15 years.
In the elementary engineering classroom, the kids really have project-based learning. It's hands-on. We do robotics, we do building, we do makerspace. I love watching these little kids get so excited about science, about math, about technology, about engineering. Giving them that love, that passion, and that knowledge at a young age, that foundation for them to grow with. As a teacher, that's just a real joy to present something and then watch the kids take it, make it their own, and get excited about it. The kiddos that we have right now in elementary engineering, who knows, maybe one of them will be the first astronaut to walk on Mars, and they can say they got inspired at Galileo STEM Academy.
Tim Gearing, the winner in the 7th through 12th grade category, teaches physical science and STEM at Orofino Junior Senior High School and is the science department chair. He's taught chemistry, earth science, and physical science for 2 decades.
STEM is so important because it directly correlates to the world and industry. When we can work with local businesses, we're having the skills built for the future workforce. The biggest thing for me is I want to see kids be successful, and I want to see them be happy, and I want them to end up doing what they want to do. To see these kids doing the science, building and engineering and testing and growing, that's what's going to stick with kids. And if I can help them learn how to problem solve, how to think, that's what I hope for my kids.
Gina and Tim will each receive a $2,000 personal award plus $2,000 toward attending a national STEM conference. Each of their schools will also get $2,000 to put towards STEM initiatives.
Ensuring STEM education is a priority for our state would not be possible without the generous support of our industry partners. Thank you, Vinyl, Battelle Energy Alliance, Micron Foundation, Syringa Networks, Sparklight, the Discovery Center of Idaho, Trailhead, and the Idaho Technology Council. Your unrelenting support for schools and organizations such as the Idaho STEM Action Center instills resilience necessary for our students to thrive. In a year that has brought new challenges, the winners of our Indeeds Award model tenacity and adaptability, inspiring students who are unstoppable. Congratulations, Gina and Tim. Because of your dedication, we all have a much brighter future. Visit our website at stem.idaho.gov to find out how you can get involved in efforts to build stronger STEM education programs for Idaho.
Very, very cool. And did you see how that's all around our state? Just like all of you joining us tonight, you are all around the state. So we're going to take advantage of what COVID has given us right now, and that is the opportunity to see everybody around the state. Let's check in right now on our Region 2, and we're going to meet our North Central Idaho representative, Dr. Carolyn Bohach. Carolyn is a scientist and distinguished professor at the University of Idaho. Hello, Carolyn. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, one Carolyn to another Carolyn.
I love it. There's so few of us with that name. I'm glad you recognized it as well. I feel like I am in this fantastic company with you as well, though, because you're the principal investigator for a $16 million grant through the National Institute of Health that focuses on biomedical research in Idaho. I understand you've been doing this for how long?
Well, when I tell you how long, you'll know how old I am.
That's okay, girl. It doesn't matter.
Since 2001.
Well, what I want to know is, I'm sure there is so much you could tell us about it, but is there a nugget? Is there just one thing you could tell this audience tonight about what you're doing and the benefits of it for Idaho?
For sure. So the program is called the INBRI program, and that's an acronym. The most important letter is the N, because we create a network that includes every institution of higher education in Idaho.
Fabulous. I'm telling you, you're way above my pay grade. I love what you're doing. And I love that your name's Carolyn, and you are going to get a chance to ask our next trivia question. So everybody make sure that all of your screens are on. And Dr. Carolyn, bring us the next trivia question, please.
So this question is very difficult, so you need to listen carefully. What is the name of the deepest canyon in all of North America? And the hint is that the canyon is in Idaho.
I love it. You gave a really good hint right there when we see some of the options. Okay, Brent Mills, bring it on. Where are you coming from? First of all, Brent, where are you located tonight?
I'm in Meridian.
You're in Meridian. Are you a lifelong Idahoan?
I grew up in Rexburg.
Well, good. Then that means you're a lifelong Idahoan. You grew up in the state of Idaho. Can you answer this question? What is the name of the deepest canyon in North America? It is found in Idaho.
Hell's Canyon.
It is Hell's Canyon. Woo-hoo! We've got some smart people here tonight. Have you been to Hell's Canyon? Have you been up there on any of the jet boat trips?
So I haven't floated the river like I want to, but It's one of these days.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great place and great recreation for all of us. Everybody stay tuned. More trivia questions are coming. Don't give up. But guess what? You, sir, won a Chromebook tonight from HP Bridge. There you go. That was fun. Right now, though, we're going to take a look at two more companies in our Resilience Showcase.
We are self-funded. We reinvest our profits back into new opportunities and into new products that we're developing while we grow.
So it's March 2020, and our revenue really took a hit during this pandemic. One of the things we did was we called the team together. We talked about the risk to the company, and really strategized with our entire company. People and some of our partners, customers really started asking us if we had the ability to supply PPE.
I helped create the systems and processes for operations along with logistics, and then Patricia, with her medical background, she helped develop the PPE vendor base.
Including countries such as China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Cambodia, and the Philippines.
Amazing the things we've been able to accomplish with a team of our size in the last 6 months. With that does come some painful moments, and those painful moments are pretty natural in any startup business, pandemic or not. SM Heuristics is a perfect example of what resilience is. We keep going despite those setbacks, and it's never a question if we should stop doing what we're doing. It's more of how do we move forward from here.
In the first month, we were able to get Hawaii Pacific Health over 500,000 surgical masks.
We partnered with St. Luke's to get them gowns when they couldn't get them.
We are listed on the GSA and the UN's registry.
And partnering with other healthcare providers to begin sourcing products outside of PPE.
There's never any constants for what we do, but we always face risk and we thrive under pressure.
Boy, that is so wonderful. You know, I hope you're having a great time. Look what we've already done. We've given away a Chromebook, $100 gift card, and we haven't even got to the meat of everything yet. That's what we're about to do. So stay tuned. Keep your cameras on and also your ears open, because right now Jay's coming back to the stage to introduce and talk with our first of two 2020 ITC Hall of Fame honorees. Jay, please come back on and do the honors right here. Introduction.
Thank you so much,
Look
Carolyn.
at you get smoke every time you come on. I love it.
That's because I'm smoking. Okay, thank you, Carolyn. This is a tremendous opportunity. We get to induct the first person into the ITC Hall of Fame, and it's our first inductee is Frank Vandersloot, CEO of Melaleuca. Since the company began in 1985, Frank has directed its growth into an international company that generates more than $2 billion in annual revenue. It's also the largest e-commerce company in Idaho. Melaleuca is a member of the Inc. 500 Hall of Fame and is the only firm to remain on Inc.'s list for 5 consecutive years. Frank has been named an Idaho Business Leader of the Year and Entrepreneur of the Year by Ernst & Young, CNN, and USA Today. A consummate innovator, a resilient leader, a champion of the community. Please join me in congratulating Frank Vandersloot on his induction into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame. Frank, good to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks for having me. How nice of you folks to do this.
Well, it's a tremendous honor for us, Frank. I've always been a fan of yours for years and years. And I understand Melaleuca's mission is to enhance the lives of those we touch by helping people reach their goals. What's the Melaleuca secret, Frank?
Well, I believe our secret is good products, the best in the industry, the best wellness products based on natural ingredients. There's a niche, so many companies have the price model. For example, 60% of all consumer goods are sold right now through Walmart, and it's a price model. The lowest price is basically what they try to get, but that low prices drive out quality. And I've known a lot of folks who say, I got the contract with the Walmart, but I don't know whether to cry or to celebrate because I've got to do something to make my product cheaper. That leaves, when it comes to wellness products, people don't want to cut corners. They want high quality, and that leaves a niche for companies like Melaleuca to produce the very best using the latest technology, the latest discoveries, the latest science, especially in regards to natural and safe ingredients. So that's the niche that we operate in.
Frank, has this played into, since COVID-19, you've had significant growth in revenues and the growth of your company, right? Has this quality and what's happening during COVID-19 played into Melaleuca's hand?
It really has. We've had great growth through our entire 35-year history. We've been on the Inc. 500 fastest growing companies in America list many, many times. We got inducted into the Inc. 500 actually over a decade ago. So we've had many great years. This is the fastest year we have ever grown in our entire 35-year history. And it is because people are interested in wellness. They're interested in having a better immune system, and that's our specialty. Our specialty, we call ourselves Melaleuca, the wellness company, and people are interested in wellness now like they've never been before. They've taken wellness for granted, and now they're not. So, yeah, we've grown by 25%, a little over 25%, just in the last 8 months. And so for us, it's been a blessing in disguise in some ways.
Well, congratulations on that. Now, the theme this year is unstoppable, right? Can you share some of your unstoppable moments and why perseverance is vital to success and accomplishment?
Well, I don't know if people know this, but there was a company prior to Melaleuca called Oil of Melaleuca, Inc. And actually, I was invited to come to Idaho. I grew up in Idaho, but I had been off in corporate America seeking other adventures in corporate management. And I was contacted to ask to come here to help start a little startup called Oil of Melaleuca, Inc. It was a multi-level marketing company. I didn't know what multi-level marketing really was back then, so I joined up. Fortunately, it was a big failure. It lasted for like 6 months. I learned all about multi-level marketing, and I determined never to do anything like that ever again. But out of the ashes of that, we started a new company. That company was based on Melaleuca oil. We're going to sell products basically with the main ingredient using Melaleuca oil. We learned that from that there was a niche for natural products all over the world, some real science. We threw away the multi-level marketing model. We went to a consumer direct model where we did away with all the different levels and all of that stuff, and we go directly to the consumer. So we almost all of our orders are over the internet. We place 1.7 million orders a month, almost all of them on the internet, direct from our factory right to the household. And it's amazing how many folks think that we're that 5 months that company operated as a multi-level marketing company, and we haven't done multi-level marketing for now 35 years. People still think we're somehow connected to multi-level marketing. But so anyway, consumer direct marketing, if we had not been an absolute failure in that first model, we'd still be trying to make it work. There's a book by the name of Good to Great, written by Jim Collins. And he pointed out that the enemy of great is good. So if we'd have been good, if we'd have been margin successful, we'd still be trying to do that, I suppose. Maybe not, but the fact that it was a disaster made us plow it under and start over. So sometimes the best thing that could happen to you is absolute failure.
I love that, Frank, because failure was the reason that you were successful today, right? I mean, because you were able to fail quick and then move on to the next opportunity, which you made with Mel Lucas. So
absolutely, we see that happen so many times in history. You know, if the king, if the King of England had treated the colonies well, we might still be struggling under that system. But it was such a bad idea. It was they were treated so poorly. They just plowed it under and said, "Let's start a new system." So the best way to great things, I think, is disaster. And it opens the door to change things dramatically.
So Frank, one of the biggest things I've been really impressed with is that you have a tremendous research and development operations that really helps you improve and increase and generate new products. But with that said, what are key learnings that you've had since you started Meluca in 1985?
I suppose one key learning would be that there's always a way. There's always a way. It seems like doors open. When one door closes, another door opens. And I'm just grateful. This is a wonderful tribute that you're giving, honestly, to all of our employees and our many scientists that have done such a great job with so many great innovations in the area of natural products. I'm so proud of them. We've got a number of patents that they've developed over the years that are just really awesome. So do you mind if I just tell you about a couple of them, Jay?
Yeah, please.
We've got a product called SoluGuard Botanical, which is the first all natural ingredient disinfectant approved by the EPA as a disinfectant. In fact, we just got the right to proven, and we can say it kills the COVID virus. It is totally safe, doesn't have safety caps, as opposed to some of the other things that kill the virus, like Lysol or Clorox disinfectant, which cannot be used on food surfaces. Our product can, and totally safe, made with thyme oil and citric acid, and that's an awesome product. A product called Eligo, which is technology of how we treat minerals, where our scientists have discovered a way to tie a chain of fructose molecules together with amino acids to make the mineral in a form in the same way that plants produce minerals, which makes it much more absorbable by the human cells, which we've done several human studies on. A product called by the name of Diamond Bright, which was the first phosphate-free laundry or auto dish product marketed in the marketplace. Now there are several of them, but this was the first, and we were so proud of the innovations that our scientists brought to the table. A process that wrings water out of products. So all these laundry detergents that are really literally 90% water, that have been marketed for years. Now you see some of the major brands do a 2X. We've got a 2X means twice as concentrated as normal. We've got a 9X product. And the science behind that is our scientists, and these are all patented. All these ones I mentioned here are patented products. So that's a process that keeps the products. The tendency when you take all the water out, it becomes a gel or a solid. But the technology that they've developed and patented keeps this product, after you take the water out, or most of the water out, still keeps it in a liquid form. So that we can not have all that wasted plastic in big bottles, and you could put it in a small bottle and still get the same just a number of uses per bottle. And the list goes on and on. We do a lot of work with antioxidants, a lot of science, a lot of discoveries, a lot of good fortune, honestly. I think great discoveries, it just takes good fortune, diligent people, keep asking questions, keep trying new things. Innovation comes from many, many tries. And I'm so proud of my people for having done, the list goes on and on.
Frank, I was going to,
yes.
Frank, I've been to your facility there as you come off the interstate, the magnificent building that you built several years ago. And I went through your R&D facility, and I got to tell you, all the things you're talking about is amazing because people don't understand, but you are a genius when it comes down to getting new products and revolutionary products that you just talked about. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you being part of the Idaho Technology Council. And here is Carolyn just brought out your award for induction into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame. So this will be on your desk when you get back to Idaho Falls. Does that sound great?
Thank you so much. And I'll just correct one thing. I'm no genius, but I've got a few of them working for me. So I get credit for what other folks do, but thank you so much. It's a great honor to all of us.
Let's hear it for Frank Vandersloot.
I loved your message tonight. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Frank. That was great. Thank you, Jay. Hey, do you want to check in with another region right now? This is so wonderful that we are all over the state. We're going to check in with Region 3, Southwestern Idaho, where our representative is George Mulhern, CEO of Cradle Point. How you doing, George?
Well, I'm doing great, Carolyn. Thank you.
I hope so. Didn't you love what Frank had to say? I know you believe in that. Failure can lead to greatness, can it?
Well, I've had my share of failures, yeah. So,
but you sure
I hope so.
You've had your greatness, George. For 20 years, you were an amazing leader at Boise's HP site. Now, through your leadership at Cradle Point, you and Ericsson have partnered for one of the biggest technology deals in Idaho. How big was that deal? Tell me the numbers one more time, George.
Well, it was $1.1 billion was the acquisition price. Yeah.
You set a record right there, George. That was fantastic. And tell me, what will that mean for Idahoans?
Well, I think it really was a fantastic outcome for everybody in the company, and I think for the community as well. There are no cost synergies. They want every employee to stay with the company. They want to invest into the business and continue to invest in the Boise site. And I think for Idaho, you know, Ericsson is the global leader in 5G cellular infrastructure, selling to all the carriers. And Cradle Point is the global leader in cellular wide area networking for the enterprise. And that combination, as we move to 5G, really is going to mean that Idaho will be home to the leader in what really is going to be the most revolutionary technology to hit telecommunications in decades.
That is so wonderful.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's really mind-blowing, and I love that it's happening right here in Idaho. Unstoppable. That's our theme tonight, George, and you are a perfect example of that. And guess what, sir? You get to ask our next Idaho trivia question for the audience tonight. Everybody listen in.
I'm sure this will be a stumper. What chips have made Idaho famous?
What chips have made Idaho famous? We've got three options. It could be A, chocolate chips, B, casino chips, or C, potato and memory chips. Who are we going to pull out from the screen right here that has the answer? Which one should it be? Is it, who do I have like several screens right here. Is it, let me see, I want to make sure. Is it Dan? Dan, it's right here. Dan, do you think you have the answer for this? Make sure you unmute it and tell me, what do you think? Chocolate chips, casino chips, or potato and memory chips? We're waiting for your answer right now. And I love the music behind with the palm tree. Dan, Dawn, are you on? Yeah, Hello? Go ahead. Dawn, what's the answer?
I'm on.
Okay, Dawn, is it chocolate chips, casino chips, or potato and memory chips? What chips have made Idaho famous?
Definitely potato and memory chips.
Oh, of course it is. We love it. And you, sir, get a gift basket from Melaleuca. And also you're taking home tonight, even though we think you're kind of by your house already. We're sending you a $100 Amazon gift card donated by Talent Phil. So thank you for participating tonight. More prizes ahead, everybody. Okay, we're going to see what two other innovative companies are up to in this next Resilience Showcase. Take a look at this.
We, like you, have had to be agile and innovative this year. We rolled up our sleeves and changed how we do business. Why? Because the world needed wireless connectivity more than ever. You needed LTE solutions for things like temporary healthcare sites, drive-through virus testing, contactless temperature sensing, and emergency response. You needed wireless for buses being used as Wi-Fi hotspots in underserved communities. You needed it for curbside retail, employees working from home, and drones that deliver virus tests in remote locations. Cradlepoint has been there for you in 2020, and will continue to support you with wireless edge solutions, no matter what tomorrow might bring.
Most people know Scentsy by our flagship products, warmers and Scentsy wax bars. We actually have 42 unique products sold by more than 230,000 Scentsy consultants who are building independent businesses across 12 countries. It's a complex direct sales business and it requires massive infrastructure. Scentsy's continued investment in technology has always been foundational to our success. And 2020 tested that foundation in so many ways. Back in March, as we braced for a future we could not predict or fully prepare for, Scentsy consultants and employees rallied. Not only have we kept our doors open, 2020 is Scentsy's best year ever. With a strong company culture and after years of investing in proprietary, world-class software, we have been able to thrive. It's what's enabled us to move seamlessly to a remote workforce, to hit our total 2019 revenue by August 2020, to support massive e-commerce launches that resulted in a record-breaking $15 million sales hour and almost $30 million sales day, to enroll more than 95,000 new Scentsy consultants so far this year, another company record. But the most dramatic shift was industry-wide. Historically, direct sales had been marked by in-person social selling at home parties, fairs, soccer games, and coffee shops. Then without warning, it all changed. The entire industry was thrust into a 100% digital model as shelter-in-place mandates began to take effect. Thankfully, our system was prepared for it, and our 2020 revenue is on pace to double 2019. Against all odds, it has been a phenomenal year of growth for Scentsy, and we are proud to have a foundation strong enough to support it.
We are so thrilled to hear about these Idaho companies growing so much. Those are truly inspiring stories of Idaho companies that are weathering the storm of this COVID-19 pandemic. So once again, we want to say thank you to all of you being here. We've got much more ahead, but I also want to thank our two terrific Resilience Showcase sponsors tonight, Stoll Reeves and Micron. We really appreciate you so much. We couldn't be doing the Hall of Fame show. That's what you're watching right now, and we have more ahead right now. I am so happy I get to introduce this gentleman. He is here to present our keynote speaker for the evening. I would like you to welcome former Albertsons Company Executive Vice President, Chairman of Idaho Business for Education, State Board of Education member. I mean, where he's at and what energy he has is beyond me. He's currently the partner at the Boise venture capital firm Stage.O. Welcome, my friend, your friend as well, a man that does so much for this state, Andy Scoggin. Andy, please come on board. How do you like this show, buddy?
Very much.
How about this? I appreciate you so much, Andy. Take it away, okay?
Thank you, Carolyn. First, congratulations to tonight's nominees. And now, it is a real honor for me to be able to be invited to introduce my friend and a mentor to me and to thousands of others, Albertsons Company's chairman, Jim Donald. Jim Donald began his career on the night crew of an Albertsons supermarket in Florida back in the early 1970s. And because of his unique blend of grit, enthusiasm, excitement, intellect, and most importantly, his people skills, he rose to the role of senior executive in Albertsons by the early 1990s. Now, at that point, Walmart was engaged in unsuccessful efforts to enter the grocery business in a big way. And they knew they needed a superior retail talent with strength in strategy and execution and leadership. And they turned to Jim Donald. They recruited him away from Albertsons, and with his involvement, they fixed their game and they were on the move. After a very successful stint with Walmart, Jim was recruited to run the East Coast grocery chain Pathmark as their CEO. He brought the Jim Donald touch to that serious turnaround role. that business was in trouble. He made it great. He was so well regarded that Howard Schultz, the founder and CEO of Starbucks, asked Jim to become president of Starbucks in 2002, and in 2005, the board elevated Jim to CEO of that iconic brand. Jim accelerated growth with Starbucks both domestically and internationally, and he had a huge impact on Starbucks. In fact, the notoriously hard-to-please founder of Starbucks, the aforementioned Howard Schultz, wrote the following about Jim Donald in Schultz's memoir titled Onward. He said, quote, "You cannot meet a kinder human being, a natural talent for building relationships at every level of an organization, plus heart, conscience, and emotional intelligence." Now, when Howard Schultz decided to step back into Starbucks as CEO after 7 years under the leadership of Jim Donald in his roles, Jim was quickly recruited as a CEO of the extended stay hotel chain, which he took public in a very successful IPO, and soon thereafter, Albertsons Companies, the place where Jim's journey began so many years ago, reached out to him with a request to serve as CEO, replacing the legendary Bob Miller, who was stepping down. Jim did so to the great benefit of Albertsons Companies' employees and their customers. He stepped aside from that role as CEO a little over a year ago and is now chairman of the board of Albertsons Companies. Additionally, he serves on a number of other boards, including as a director of the Nordstrom's Companies. Jim's skill set includes all of the normal traits of a great business leader: an ability to work hard for an elusive goal. He's got a razor-sharp intellect, an innate sense of strategy, and a talent for merchandising and finance. But by far, Jim's greatest talent is his ability to care about people in a way that they experience deeply, and you're about to experience. He exhibits the same level of interest in the career of a cashier or a butcher in one of his stores as he does a member of the board of directors, maybe even more. When Jim interacts with the employees of a company that he leads, they sense his kindness, his compassion, and a word that's not often used in business, his love for the people he works with. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Donald.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that, Jay. Thanks so much for this opportunity. I want to give a little bit of background here, though, before I get started. Jay had talked to me about 4 months ago about doing this keynote with the theme Unstoppable, and I said, that'd be great. So I went into preparing what I would do, and then Jay sends me an email last week and said, okay, Jim, we're ready. You got 10 minutes. I said, 10 minutes? I never speak in 10 minutes, Jay. He goes, well, what do you need? I said, well, can I have 15? He goes, yeah, you got 15 minutes. So let's get started here. But when Jay told me that, I began immediately going back to what I do before I do any talk to any group, no matter how big or how small. I wrote a fictitious press release. I'll explain that in a second. But before I explain it, let me read what this fictitious press release said about me speaking at the conference, the Hall of Fame conference for the Idaho technology. So it goes like this: press release, Idaho Statesman, October 28th, 2020. That's tomorrow, by the way. Yesterday, Jim Donald, former CEO of Albertsons Companies and Starbucks, addressed the audience at the Idaho Technology Council's Hall of Fame event. Recognizing the work of Scott Mosgrip and Frank Vandersloot, by the way, I'll pause. Frank and Scott, thank you. I tip my Albertsons cap to all of you for the work that you're doing with your associates and your communities. Back to the press release. Jim addressed the theme of Unstoppable by discussing leadership traits that he says are crisis-proof. Even as the global pandemic, fires continue in the West, and tensions are on the minds of business leaders and people around the world, not to mention a looming election in just a few days. He spoke virtually, of course, and in a very limited time frame. Jim said that speaking in a virtual environment is really more art than science. And while the world is conducting business in front of a computer, a phone, or some other mobile device, speakers have to learn how to connect quickly, how to leave an impression, and add value, and then get the hell out of the way. Humor and humility are key, Jim added. Jim also shared with the virtual audience his secret to success, and possibly some of you as well, his best ever learning experience, and how to build an enduring business and or an enduring career. Jim closed with this: even during these very difficult times when your business and your employees strive to be unstoppable, the only person who can get in the way is you. While the onus is on all of us to create our new normal, it's up to every leader to create the environment to do so. And with that, Jim concluded his remarks, Idaho Statesman, October 28th, 2020. So why do I do that? And why don't you do that? I got this idea from Jeff Bezos, not personally, but I heard at Amazon, when somebody pitches a product or an idea, they have to pitch in front of his executive leadership team, and they have to actually tell them how that product or that idea did. Year 1, year 2, year 3. And to do that, they write a press release. This press release today has given me an idea of what to talk about, and it's given me a structure, and it serves as a roadmap. To become unstoppable, leaders and those who work with leaders and future leaders know where they're going in the future. And what better way than give yourself 15 minutes and write a press release on how your idea, your thought, or your pitch would do. So let's get started. I mentioned speaking virtually and what's important. Leadership in a virtual environment is the same. I'm going to explain that. First of all, I want all of you to know that I really respect your time today. My remarks are well prepared. As leaders, we need to respect the time of our associates working from home with more prep time in a COVID environment than a pre-COVID environment. It's incredible what our associates are going through, and to respect the time that they have sends the right message. We've got to keep our virtual meetings short. We can't stretch the day because our associates or our executive leaders are at home. Their day is already stressed because they're at home. If ever there was a time to be a better listener, now is that time. I recommend 60 to 70% of your virtual leadership time is spent in listening mode. Great leaders, unstoppable leaders, learn the most by listening the most. Inject humor, always inject humor, but tell the office wise guys and gals, keep it to yourselves. Tell stories. People retain stories, not facts or numbers. Your brain on data, there's 2 areas that are impacted: comprehension and processing. Your brain on stories, there's 7 areas that are impacted, and it's way beyond my pay grade to tell you what those 7 areas are. But with stories, your brain can't tell the difference from hearing a story or experiencing it. Communicate regularly. In a crisis, it's a must. Not in a crisis, it's a must. It's critical that your executives and your associates hear your voice at least 3 times a week. It doesn't matter how they hear your voice. Could be a voicemail, could be a short video, could be a handwritten note. Whatever it is, it can be rough cut. That's okay. Forget about typos. Forget about the quality of the video. Just make sure they hear your voice. And seriously, speak to their heart. Their head understands. The heart, it creates action and reaction. Encourage risk-taking with the freedom to fail. All of our lives, every one of us on this virtual conference has been disrupted because of the COVID-19. It is important to reinforce that every level in your organization, people are empowered to make decisions from afar. Why? Because they already know the status of your company. They already know that during these times, how your company's doing. But what's at stake here is that you don't empower them to make decisions, and that status changes. Celebrate every success of others that you can, no matter how big or how small. As a leader, it's not about you anymore. If you really want to be unstoppable, I'll repeat that last statement. As a leader, it's not about you anymore. As a leader, our jobs are to inspire people to do things that they thought they could not do. And celebrating their success accelerates this to become unstoppable. And as an individual or a business to become unstoppable, you need to take the edge off bad news. And lately, that seems to be all we're hearing. Celebrating the success of others takes the edge off of that bad news, even if it's just for a minute. Unstoppable leaders will emerge from our current COVID-19 as good leaders. As we morph into post-COVID, those good leaders, if they have the respect of their teams, will emerge as great leaders. People ask me all the time, Jim, what is your secret to success? The secret to becoming unstoppable is this, and it might surprise you, but in building your business or your career, this at least gives you the aura of being unstoppable. And it's only 7 words. Here they are. Take the job no one wants. Think about it. There's no downside in taking the job nobody wants because nobody wants it. Your legacy will grow. Your responsibilities will grow because there's only one way to go when you're taking the job nobody wants, and that's up. Taking the job that no one wants could be the break that you or your business or your company need. Hear me out. So my first meeting as the CEO of Starbucks with my board, the retiring president said, Jim, do you really want to know why we hired you to be the CEO of Starbucks? And I said, was it because of my business acumen? He said, no, it wasn't because of your business acumen. I said, was it my love for coffee? And he said, Jim, you don't even drink that much coffee. Well, what was it? I said, here's what I was told. I was one of 10 candidates to apply for this role, to be recruited to be the CEO of Starbucks. All of us went through the same interview process over several days. All of us went to tour Starbucks stores with executive leaders over these 2 or 3 days. He said, Jim, you are the only candidate that picked up Starbucks trash on the way into the stores. That shows us how much you care, and it shows us that you're taking the job that nobody wants to do. Now, of course, there's other reasons as well, but my point is this. By doing what other people won't do, separates you from the pack and creates this unstoppable aura that you can create immediately. I gotta keep to my press release here. I got a short period of time. My press release said I'm gonna talk about my best learning experience, which adds, by the way, to this aura of being unstoppable. The year was 1991. I was brand new in my position as being one of the youngest general managers in the Albertsons Supermarket Company, covering Arizona and New Mexico. Having started originally on the midnight crew, 12 to 8 in the morning, in 1976 at Albertsons, my next 15 years were filled with over 12 relocations, 10 different positions, experiencing new crises in every role I filled, and receiving a PhD. That's right, I worked physically hard daily in understanding the role of social science in retail. In that spring of 1991, one of my store managers, whom I'd known and supported for a long time, he was in trouble. He had created the retail cardinal sin. He wasn't treating his employees with the respect that they deserved in order to maximize the productivity of that store and become unstoppable when it comes to facing competition or people hiring away his employees. So I returned where I began 15 years later on the midnight shift to begin my investigation. And while everything worked out in the end, my learnings from a simple 1-hour discussion with that night crew of 6 people in Texas changed the way that I would lead corporations over the next 30 years. While I intuitively knew the power of caring, that night in 1991, in interviewing those 6 people on that night crew, it convinced me that there was an offensive tool available if caring became a major part of my leadership style. And little did I know, some 27 years later, when I returned where I began as a CEO of Albertsons, that my time spent on the night crews would pick up where they left off. And the power of caring was still alive and well. The power of caring, framed up in my playbook that I began to form that very night almost 30 years ago, exists today. And caring more than others think possible or necessary has remained my foundation for leadership. Now, I gotta tell you this, caring more than others think is possible or necessary, you can become ridiculed, You can become laughed at, but what they can't take away is the legacy that begins to build as your base. That was my best learning experience. Now, my final story. According to my roadmap, my press release, is how to build an enduring business and or an enduring career. While this is not a hard thing to do, like everything else, it does require a bit of daily discipline. And let me explain that. It was 2011, I was asked to do the commencement address for the University of Washington at the Bothell campus. We were in the Alaska Airlines Arena. It was June, it was hot. I had 10,000 friends and families celebrating 1,100 college graduates. I was the 5th speaker on the docket, and we were running an hour behind. When I finally got my turn to speak, on the fly, I looked out in the crowd and saw everybody with the coats off. Men had their coats off. Women were fanning themselves. They actually brought fans. And I said on the fly, well, I'm told that anytime a speaker goes over 10 minutes, people forget what they say. So today I said, I'm going to address my 18-minute remarks in 7 minutes and 34 seconds. I made that up. Well, I got a standing ovation. I could have stopped right there and I would have probably been the most successful commencement address speaker ever. So I launched on the fly in reducing 18 minutes down to 7 minutes and 3/4. And here was the message. I said, today you're a college graduate. Congratulations. You're going to get your certificate. You'll probably go out and celebrate tonight, and you should. But tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to be a freshman again in the real world. Then I said, what does that mean? Here's what that means. As a freshman, you were curious, you were scared, you listened more than you spoke, you respected people, you asked a lot of questions, and you took a lot of risk. After all, you were a freshman. What did you have to lose? As a sophomore, maybe a little bit. As a junior, I started slipping away. And as a senior, forget about it because you ruled the roost. But for all of you in the audience to become unstoppable, if you go back to your freshman days of anything, your first day of anything, your first date with your significant other, your first kiss ever, okay? You go back to your first job promotion, your first new company, you exhibited those same traits as a freshman at the University of Washington. But think about this. Every day when you get up, go back to the freshman day of anything. Be curious about the day. Listen more than you speak. Ask a lot of questions. Respect people. If you do this, there's a warning. Your career, your business will go to levels you've never experienced before. Be a freshman again every day. So, in closing, remember this. The definition of unstoppable is that which cannot be stopped or surpassed. All of us, unfortunately, don't have superpowers. To become unstoppable today requires everyone in your organization or your orbit to think that you're unstoppable, as judged by your actions. And to get everybody in your orbit to think that way, well, you have to earn it through your actions. And I'll end where I started. The onus is on all of us to create an environment that is perceived unstoppable with all that we come in contact with. And with that, Jim Donald concluded his remarks. Thanks to all of you. Stay safe. And remember, to be unstoppable, it's up to you. Take care, everybody.
Oh, boy, that was fantastic. Brilliant, Jim. Brilliant. There was so much in there that we can take away. Hey, give me a wave if you loved hearing what Jim had to say. I would agree. That was fantastic. And that includes our representative for South Central Idaho Region 4 that just gave me a wave. It is Dr. Todd Schwartz, Provost at College of Southern Idaho. Wow, that is a great backdrop you have right there. Is the sun really setting right now? I can't tell.
Well, if that's a live image, the sun's been setting now for about an hour. So no, that's a still image.
I guess that's what we could do. Hey, what'd you take away from that keynote speech right there? There's so many things I'm thinking about. Do the job nobody else wants to do.
Well, that was great. And actually, I was at getting my tires rotated today at Costco, and I actually took a picture of a couple of employees at Costco who obviously were not custodians, but had taken the time to do a whole lot of detail cleaning. And those kinds of acts inspire me to to jump in and do that work that sometimes nobody else wants to do.
Yeah, you never know what eyes are on you too. So, and what doors could be open from that. That was a great keynote speech for us tonight. Hey, Dr. Schwartz, we're going to give you a chance to give us the next Idaho trivia question for our audience tonight. So take it away.
I need a chance. And I think the answer to this question needs to be pretty specific. There are different varieties here, so you got to get the right one. But what is the official state fish of Idaho?
Ooh, the official state fish of Idaho. All right, we're going to go to our audience now. They're all waving. Let's pick one out. Who's it going to be? Hello there. Who am I talking to? And where are you located tonight? Go ahead and push your mute button on your microphone. There you go. Poor gal. You're probably looking at me. It's Carolyn talking to you, but I don't have your name on the bottom here. Hi. Oh, we picked another one. Somebody else popped up. Hello. Hi there. Yes, I'm calling on you. What's your name? Where are you located right now?
Boise, Idaho.
Okay, and your first name?
Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. I know you've been
Hello.
trying to get on here. I'm so excited for you to look at this question here. Now, think really hard, Lauren. Do you see the options?
Trout.
Well, yes, it is. You didn't think it was Nemo or tuna? You are smart, girl. And this is wonderful. And you, too, win a gift basket from Melaleuca and a $100 Amazon gift card donated by New Visual Media. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
And guess what? More prizes ahead, everybody. So stay with us. Keep your cameras on. But right now, we're taking a look at two more forward-looking companies in our Resilience Showcase.
Farm Bureau kicked off the 2020 new year with a new CEO, Todd Argall. It was business as usual until a stay-at-home order announcement from Governor Little in March gave us a unique opportunity to support our employees, agents, and customers. In a matter of days, our staff and executives worked together to enable 95% of our workforce to work remotely, finding greater efficiencies, evaluating workflows, and improving operations along the way, providing additional supervisor training, implementing flexible work schedules, and a volunteer time-off program to enable community services to continue their functions within Idaho communities. Swiftly announcing COVID-19 assistance programs to defer payments, allow payment plan changes, and waive NSF fees. The safety and well-being of our staff and communities is our top priority. With this in mind, our development teams worked hard to launch the Farm Bureau Self-Service Hub to allow some self-service to our customers to practice safety and social distancing. A big win for Farm Bureau and our customers.
We were about to shoot a commercial and cue global pandemic. No production studio, no actors, still had a deadline. So we put on our problem-solving hats and masks and got to work.
I love that.
Could we hire 4 directors and ask them to film one scene all from their quarantine part of the world? Could our production team go from a team of 40 to a team of 4? We put the crazy idea out into the universe, and 200 menstruating directors from all over the world were like, yeah, totally. Let's get scrappy. Let's do it. New York City, baby. So we narrowed it down to 4 directors and 1 mastermind editor, and ta-da, we had an all-star, all-in team.
I tell everyone of my friends about using a cup, so I'm so down for this.
We mailed out salt cups, spent a lot of quality time on video chat, and boom. A couple weeks later, we had beautiful footage and some new friends. Because periods don't stop during pandemics, neither did we. It's amazing what you can do when you're forced to get creative. Period.
All right, totally resilient. That is wonderful to hear from those companies. We're going to check in with another region of our state right now. And you know what that means, another trivia question as well. And this time it is Region 5, Southeastern Idaho, and a woman who constantly has a smile on her face. Our representative. Our representative is Laura Smith. And Laura is the Vice President of Public Relations at Idaho Central Credit Union. And Laura has been so involved with the Hall of Fame for the last several years. You chaired the planning committee, and now ICCU is the premier sponsor of the hall.
We're so happy to do it.
I know. I was just going to ask you. I bet that wasn't a tough sell at all to your company.
It's true. We do love the Idaho Technology Council, and we love the Hall of Fame Awards, and it's amazing to be part of this for sure.
And isn't this show fun tonight? Have you had a good time?
Yes, it's really fun. I've had a great time, and I've loved watching all the interaction and chat and through all the videos. And so it's been really fun. Thanks to you and the whole crew who put this together.
Well, we're going to turn to you right now with our next Idaho trivia question for the audience tonight. Go for it, Laura.
Fantastic. Well, here we are. What is the name of Idaho's longest river?
Longest river. Let's go to our audience tonight. The name of Idaho's longest river. We've got a lot of people waving. Who are we going to pull out right here?
Is that Heidi?
Is that Heidi? Hi, Heidi.
That is Heidi.
Thank you, Laura, for helping me with that. Heidi,
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Heidi. We tried to go to you last time, and we couldn't quite connect. So we're so glad you're with us right now. Where are you coming to us from? What city are you in?
Well, I'm right now in our home in McCall, but I'm also have 1 foot in Texas and 1 foot in McCall. So
right on.
Representing both states.
Great places to be. We've got the question for you. Name Idaho's longest river. We've got A, the Boise River, B, the Snake River, or C, Littlewood River. What do you think, Heidi?
I'm going to go with the Snake River.
Well, you are so smart, and you are the winner tonight of a $100 Apple iTunes gift card from the Idaho Technology Council.
Well, I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You use that wisely. I know you'll have fun, and McCall looks beautiful up that way.
Thank you.
We still are giving away more prizes, Laura. Thank you so much for that. But right now, we're going to take a look at 2 more Idaho companies in our Resilience Showcase.
If you know Idaho Central Credit Union, you know how much we focus on quality service. So when the pandemic hit, we really had to figure out how to continue giving our members the exceptional service they had come to know us by. We made the difficult decision to close our lobbies for 2 months during the peak of the pandemic and heavily increased our digital transactions. In fact, we added nearly 45,000 online account users in just 9 months. We also sent 50% of the team members home and set up workstations for each of them to continue to assist our members. We had a 78% increase in call volume, and our video chat calls increased from 900 calls per month pre-COVID to over 4,300 calls. While we are still learning lessons on how to be resilient in the midst of COVID, we are proud that ICCU has made employee retention and the member experience a top priority during 2020 and always.
When the whole COVID crisis hit and nobody could get any kind of personal protective equipment, there was a huge rush on the 3D community's part and really everybody in the community. There was a lot of emails back and forth, a lot of forums saying, what can we as a community do to step up and start to produce something quickly while the big manufacturing plants get geared up? The community kind of came together and said, well, look, we can quickly make masks, we can make respirators, we can make shields, face shields, something that uses our technology. A project that we worked on recently that was really rewarding is creating respirators for medical personnel. But within a week, we had a respirator that we could take to the hospital, get it fully fit tested, which is the test they use to make sure it seals, passed all of that, and we were in production in a week. Traditional manufacturing, 10x that. It would take a long time, and did take a long time for traditional manufacturing to really gear up to be able to meet this emergency response. But within a week, we were printing these respirators, and I was shipping them to New York, to New Jersey. You know, we could almost watch the virus sweep across the country, because then I started to ship to Texas and then to Kansas, and and then of course we unfortunately had it here. And so we've been able to respond quickly using reverse engineering techniques, using CAD design techniques, using 3D printing, all of the things that we can bring to bear to get something into the hands of the people that need it, quickly.
Oh my goodness, I love listening to these companies and how they're not just surviving, they are thriving and they are unstoppable. All right, we are here at the Hall of Fame Awards. We are so happy that you are with us this evening. And now we get, as I say, to the meat of the things right now, because I have a chance to present this evening's second inductee into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame, the man who is going to introduce him. Will you please welcome the CEO of TruckStop.com, Paris Cole. Hi, Paris. Good to have you here.
Great.
Take it away, okay? You like the smoke? Isn't it nice?
This is fantastic.
We're glad you're with us.
Thank you, Carolyn. Tonight, it is my honor to introduce our next 2020 inductee into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame, Scott Moskrip, founder of TruckStop.com. In 1995, from his basement in New Plymouth, Idaho, Scott launched the first digital freight matching marketplace on the internet with a total of 1 employee, himself. After 25 years of remarkable company growth, TruckStop.com now employs over 500 people. Last year, Scott set an unprecedented example of generosity and leadership when he gave every employee at TruckStop.com a bonus equivalent to 1 year's salary. In addition, those individuals that had worked with the company for more than 10 years got an additional bonus, which was in excess, in some cases, of 1 year's salary. So a truly kind individual. Scott is a visionary, an entrepreneur, an innovator, and a leader. Please join me in congratulating Scott Moskrip on his induction into the Idaho Technology Council Hall of Fame. And welcome Scott here to the stage with me. So Scott, congratulations on being inducted into the ITC Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
For those watching, I like to put Scott on notice, so I didn't give him a chance to really prepare for the questions that I'm going to ask him. Scott does really well when he's unprepared, so it's a marvel to behold. But Scott, as you know, the theme for this year's Hall of Fame is unstoppable. Can you talk about what it was like creating and starting a technology company in rural New Plymouth, Idaho?
It was a challenge. Certainly, when we started in 1995, we managed to get our entire operation running on a 56 kilobit internet line, and that ran everything. It was difficult to find skilled computer programmers. I myself had learned computer programming quite a bit, but I'd never done internet programming. So I went to the local Barnes & Noble in Boise and bought a book on how to program in HTML. And that's how we started. No skills, no experience, just faith and move forward.
I'm sure at times, I know TruckStop has had phenomenal growth and success, but I know at times there must have been difficult. Was there ever a time in the history of the company where you felt like stopping, where you thought you weren't going to be able to continue?
We never felt like stopping. TruckStop had always been very successful in what we were doing. Our most challenging time was actually in 1999 and in 2000. Those were the years of the .com, and everyone was after us. But we didn't fit the model. We were a profitable .com. And so it was really challenging in the industry to be kind of looked down on a little bit, like how could you possibly have profits? You know, you're a .com, you're supposed to have big, grandiose ideas, but not necessarily do something about them. And so that was probably one of our most challenging times that we went through.
And how did you get through that time?
We made sure that we referred to our company name as Internet Truck Stop, and not as truckstop.com. In fact, it was 2018 before we even started using the name truckstop.com, or no, 2016, before we started using the name truckstop.com, just because the .com had such a negative context coming out of those early 2000 years.
I know in our audience today, I'm sure there are budding entrepreneurs and those that have started a company already or those that are contemplating it. What words of wisdom would you give to those individuals?
Well, it is pretty amazing to look out and see the screens and to see all the people on the screens. So thank you for being here. Number one, my first level of advice would be cash is king. Never run out of cash. Do everything you can do to preserve your cash because that's what will keep your business open and running.
All right. As you now move into the next phase of your career, you've created a successful business. What are your challenges today, and what problems are you trying to tackle?
The problems we're after are still in transportation, as I still try and help the company as best I can, but we're also looking at world problems. We've been asked several times to go in and basically consult in areas of the world to see what we can do to help, either bringing jobs or technology, or even in some cases education to parts of the world that are often ignored. Right now our focus is in the South Pacific, primarily in Fiji, Vanuatu, Kiribati, and Papua New Guinea.
And what challenges are presented there as you work in those regions of the world?
Every challenge you can possibly imagine. We are so blessed in this country that we live in. We think we have problems. We may have some people that are unhappy, but throughout the world, we have people that literally live out of their garden. And that is it. They have no opportunity for education, not even elementary education. They have no opportunities for a real, what we would consider, job, other than this being a subsistence farmer. And in their culture, they clash with each other to kind of pull each other down so that no one has an opportunity to get out of that. So we're literally trying to find ways to use technology to help them get past those problems.
And can you provide an example? How does technology help these individuals get out of these problems?
So for example, we're working with a group out of Brigham Young University, Hawaii. They did a program called Rice Up, and it was designed for the Philippines, where it went to the rice farmers so that the rice farmers could put in what their crops were, how much rice they had, and be able to sell it directly instead of selling it through a variety of middlemen and thus not making any money on their deals. In addition, the Rice Up folks put in the technology to help teach the farmers how to be better farmers. So it taught them how to be better farmers, how to grow more product, and how to sell that product in a market that they never had access to before. So we're taking some of that same technology and bringing it to other parts of the South Pacific.
It's amazing, Scott. You know, as we've been listening tonight in the back room, just what technology can do. I'm a believer, I know you are, that necessity is the mother of invention, and that was a big part of the founding of truckstop.com. And I think as we think about the theme tonight of unstoppable, that truly we can be unstoppable. You're a great example of that. I just want to congratulate you again on being inducted into the Hall of Fame. We have here with us your award, and we'll present that to you.
Thank you.
And again, just congratulate you on your induction into the Hall of Fame. So thank you, Scott.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Scott, it's great to meet you. Goodness, a boy from New Plymouth. Look what you've done.
It's amazing.
It is.
But it's not just me, it's all the partners at truckstop.com that have made it happen.
That is wonderful.
So this award is for them.
I love that. That is great. Unstoppable. Go forward. Thank you, Paris, as well, for helping us out here very much. And, you know, for all of you, we want to take one more moment to hear from our sponsor, ICCU, while we're going to reset the stage right here. Stay tuned. More to come. Gosh, we have another region we really want to check in with tonight. That's our Region 6 in eastern Idaho. Let's say hello this evening to Amy Lentz. Hi, Amy. Oh, it's so good to have you with us. You're such a busy lady. Amy is the Director of Energy Supply Chain at Idaho National Laboratory. She is also the Vice Chair of the Idaho Technology Council's Board of Trustees. I know this organization is near and dear to you, Amy. Do you just love... I know. Do you love everything that's going on tonight?
It's amazing. It's so exciting to see everything that's been accomplished this year in Idaho and by leaders in ITC. So yes, it's very inspiring.
I know our inductees and keynote speaker this evening. I'm a journalist. I still take everything down. I can't wait to really use some of their inspiration. And I know you over at INL, you guys are growing like crazy right now, aren't you?
Yes, I mean, and unbelievable the amount of growth that Eastern Idaho in general is having. It's not just INL, but definitely the whole region is doing really well. But INL, I think we hired over 400 people just this year, despite being in the middle of COVID.
More proof of growth that's going on despite this pandemic. Well, Amy, we have a big prize for your trivia question that we're going to give out tonight. It's a portable power station from Jewel Case. Big time stuff. So, Amy, go ahead and give us your Idaho trivia question.
All right, everybody. So what is the name of the first city in the entire country powered by atomic energy?
First city in the entire country powered by atomic energy. Who are we going to pull out? Yes, I see a lot of people. Hey! It is good to see you. Who am I talking to tonight?
This is David Rush from Cradle Point here in Boise.
Right on, David. Did you see George speaking earlier tonight, your CEO?
I sure did. Super excited to work with him.
That is awesome. Well, David, listen, give us the answer. What is the name of the first city in the entire country powered by atomic energy? You've got A is Arco, B is Coeur d'Alene, and C is Nampa.
They're right before the river of no returning is Arco.
You know that area. That is awesome. That is fantastic. And David, you're going home with a Jewel Case power station. We'll send it to you, okay? I love that he's outside like this. I love that you've all joined us through all of it. It means so much to the Idaho Technology Council. So we want to take a look right now at the last two Idaho companies who are featured tonight in our Resilience Showcase. Take a look.
At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, a patchwork of well-intentioned state-level restrictions emerged across the country. For the trucking industry, state-level restrictions became a major hurdle to stabilizing the nation's supply chain. Researchers at Idaho National Laboratory were called in to help. This web-based tool pulls data from dozens of national and state databases and combines the information seamlessly into one application. Since its launch, it has been used by hundreds of state agency transportation coordinators. The free tool is available through INL's website. The Department of Homeland Security has already employed the tool to coordinate the delivery of emergency resources during recent events, including hurricanes in the southeast and wildfires in the west. For more information, visit cra.inl.gov.
Hello, my name is Jessie McKinney, and I am the CEO of Red Aspen, a social selling beauty company based in Meridian, Idaho. Red Aspen is all about inspiring and uplifting women, and this year has proven to be probably one of the most challenging for us in fulfilling our mission. Obviously, COVID has thrown wrenches in all of our plans, and it's been incredibly challenging. But throughout all of this, we were actually able to experience tremendous growth this year. We grew by about 400% year over year. And it hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of turmoil. It's been a lot of trying and trying again. It's been a lot of failure. But through the midst of that, we've also been able to celebrate big wins, small wins. I'm so proud of our team. I'm so proud of our independent brand ambassadors and what they've accomplished throughout this entire year. And I know that this is going to be a year that we look back on and say, wow, that was really, really hard. But we did the best we could with what we had. And we're so proud of what we were able to achieve in the midst of everything going on.
Wow. That is fantastic. And I'll tell you what, these resilience companies are something else.
Some great stories. I mean, I tell you, I'm inspired by what they've done, the shifts they made the pivots they made to deliver to their customers in trying times.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
But you know what I was thinking? Our team that brings us these stories, Nick and Brian, weren't they here at the beginning of the show?
They were. These Stoll Reeves, two powerful attorneys, and they're basically missing in action.
What the heck is going on? I'll tell you what. I hope I didn't offend them earlier tonight.
Could have happened. I mean, they get offended easily. They're kind of like shells sometimes. They crack, but they really have some things. They're really, really good attorneys. But I think that if it's kind of like that, Pop Goes the Weasel.
Oh, you never know where they're going to
pop up, right? Where are they?
Where are they, Nick and Brian?
Oh.
Where are you guys tonight? What?
Oh, sorry about that. We had promised ourselves to stay up for the whole thing, but, you know, like Jay, we're just getting too old.
Well, and Carolyn, we appreciate it. We were at Jay's house earlier. We appreciate the opportunity to come to your basement. There's no way Mark Johnson would have let us do this ever.
I would have thought you'd have a bigger TV, to be honest with you.
I was going to say, this is pretty tiny. We expected a little bit more. Yeah. You know, Nick, I'm not so sure about these virtual presentations. I can't hear anyone laugh at our jokes. Steve Young's not here.
I don't think they laughed at your jokes when we were in person.
That's true.
But in all seriousness, thank you so much for joining us to celebrate just some of the creative ways that Idaho businesses have dealt with the pandemic.
Yes, thank you for choosing to spend your evening with us and showing your resilience by putting up with us yet again. We really hope to see you in person next time. Until then, please take care, be safe, and support your local businesses.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
Thanks, Carolyn and Jay.
Oh, these guys are great. How'd they get in my basement?
Yeah, well, they have security opportunities.
I guess so. Well, I'll tell you what, everyone. We have been so thrilled to be with you tonight. We've come to the end of the show. This is where we say, Jay, that's the show for tonight.
Yeah, and it has been fantastic. Special thanks again to our main sponsors for the show, Idaho Central Credit Union, and to Jim Donald, our keynote speaker, and all of these wonderful, wonderful sponsors. So.
Boy, this is great. And all of you at home, we appreciate you so much. Congratulations to our two new ITC Hall of Fame inductees. That's Frank and Scott as well. They were great tonight. To all of you as well. And I'll tell you what, a few more words.
Hats off to our Indeeds Award winners and Resilience Showcase participants.
And to all of you for being so unstoppable.
We need to be able to recognize two more things. Come on up.
Tim, would you come up?
This is Tim Garrigan.
Garrigan
Lyman. He was absolutely phenomenal. This is the guy who put it all together right here.
Yes.
This is it right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
See you next year.
Thanks to Bob. It's been awesome. Thanks, Valiant Productions. Thank you all for being part of it. Yes.